let's just see what happens and just buckle up and just kind of see. I think I expect to get a decent amount of heat for today's show, and that's okay. I don't know though, mostly because we're talking about Johnny and Amber a little bit. More about we're going to talk about the verdict of the trial because I've been off of it for a while, as you guys know, it just got too much. But then since I watched all of it and the verdict and everything, I figured we discuss it briefly. And then more about like now what do we do as a society with the decisions that were made? And then the part that I'm expecting to take a hit for is I don't know if you guys saw, but we are just deciding that Hollywood just has decided that people who are not Jews can play Jews left and right. And I don't know that that's a decision that I would or would not have made. But what I certainly would not have done is then allowed Goy actors to then have prosthetics to make them look more Jewish. And we will be talking about that with the new Bradley Cooper movie where he's playing Leonard Bernstein. Ooh, oh boy, yeah. And then also good news. Well, I guess our bar for good news is very low recently, but I guess good news. Harvey Weinstein, who was sentenced to 23 years in prison, that he appealed and that appeal was denied. So the sentence is still being upheld. And to me, that's good news. Good news. Somebody who did horrible, horrific, I would say unspeakable, but they've been spoken things is, yeah, what the fuck is an unspeakable thing? Whatever. Somebody who did horrible things is getting punished for it. So it's not good news that he did it, but it is good news that he's anyway, fuck that dude. At least we're all on the same page about that. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Thursday, June 2nd. Don't forget to download the app, guys, for Callin. It's not an ad for Callin, but I am starting a new show on Callin called Live with Roxy. I'm going to be doing it once a week. It's going to be similar to today's show, an entertainment-based show, but you guys are going to be able to call into it. Plus, I'm going to have some guests on it, and I would love for you guys to go over there. If you download the app, you can find me just at Roxy Stryer there and follow me, and then you will see when my new episodes are getting posted. So I'm going to start that either this week or next week. So go and do that today. Shout out to the 3 followers I have right now, including the legend who set everything up, Olivia Wynn, plus Glenn Caesar. Yes, Glenn, always being on his A game, and Charlie Lyman. So, get over there, do that. It's going to be fucking really fun. I'm really looking forward to that show where I don't have a social or moral obligation to talk about horrible things that are going on. And I can just talk about entertainment, which is very exciting to me. So yeah. Thanks for being here, friends. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. The app is called, Stormy said, what's the app called again? It's called Callin, Callin. It is an app that looks like, let's see, it looks like, see in the furthest one in the corner, and it's like as in you call into something, but it's one word, Callin, and I'm really liking it so far. They've got cool trending episodes and a lot of good shows, and hopefully mine performs well so that they keep me around. It's a nice new job for your girl Rocks, but also just something I'm looking forward to doing once a week, possibly twice a week if I really get into it, but at least once a week for now. So go over there, download Callin. It's free, obviously. You guys can listen to me for free. You can call in for free. Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks for asking about it. Anybody who goes and follows me over there during this show, I will make sure I give a shout out to on this show. And yeah. All right. Should we talk about some things? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Let me know questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on all the things that we're going to be talking about. Don't forget that the Celtics are playing tonight, so I need some good vibes. Oh, my Postmates is here. Let's see. Please. Oh, no, it's not here. It's not here for another 10 minutes. Yo. I was excited today. I have a $12 off Postmates coupon because I was going to go. I have to run out and pick up food, and it was $12 off. And I was like, yes, Postmates. Appreciate you guys. That's what's up. Yeah, send in Streamlabs, send in Super Chat, send in questions, comments, concerns. Call. Yeah, it's like calling without the G, but call in. Like you call into something. Call in. CALLIN. No, Ben, it's not a Warriors game tonight. It's a Celtics game tonight. Get it right. Come on now. Shout out to Mike Joyce for following me on Callin. Appreciate you. Let's get those subs up, yo. Let's get those followers up. Let's do it to it. I feel like so much of my life is social media these days, between running completely the social media for the World Girls, which is really something, doing all the clip outs, all the postings, all of the thumbnails on Twitter, on Instagram, for Reels and feed, and on TikTok. Oh boy. So you guys follow us over there too. Anyway, a lot of plugs. Let's get to that good stuff. All right. I want to start with this. I want to start with the Bradley Cooper story because I don't want to start with Johnny and Amber. So that's why. So let's talk about Bradley Cooper and what's happening here. For those of you guys who don't know what I am talking about, Bradley Cooper is directing and starring in Maestro, which is a biopic of the Jewish conductor Leonard Bernstein, and he is transforming his look completely. And there has been a big debate going on, especially in the Jewish community, about Jewish representation. As you guys know, I've talked several times on this show. I mean, we're talking about dozens of times on this show, if you've been listening over the past several years, about the fact that it is very strange that being Jewish is an ethno-religion. So it is different than it is a different conversation than when we talk about white people portraying Asian people, or of course it's different than blackface, or things that as society we've like already fucking hashed out and gone over. However, I am very unclear on what the rules are and why as a society we are okay with as many non-Jews playing Jews as possible. It seems like no Jewish roles go to Jews anymore. And if a Jewish role does go to a Jew, it's somebody who is either non-practicing or non-really identifying, but has like deep, like a 10% DNA Jew that they find on their 23andMe, or which I'm not saying that person is not Jewish. Of course they are, because that is why it is an ethnicity as well as a religion. But it is strange that, like, when we talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, that none of them are Jews, and that when we talk about Shiva Baby, that none of them are Jews, and we talk about the Shrink Next Door, and none of them are Jews. When we talk about Catherine Hahn being cast as many non-Jews and was supposed to play Joan Rivers and was a rabbi and transparent, and also a Jew in the Shrink Next Door. Like, there's just so many non-Jews playing Jews that it is a lot. But that's one conversation to be had. Like, why are Jews never cast as Jews? Why do the role seems to, like, 90% of the time, that's not a real number, but that's the number that I honestly think it is. Why are so many Jewish roles not going towards Jews? And there's a couple of different thoughts on that. Number one, Jews make up less than 1% of the population. So there's not a lot of Jews out there. However, there's a lot of Jewish performers, a lot of Jews living in Los Angeles and New York, where a lot of things are shot, and a lot of Jewish actors. And so it's egregious that, to me, that not egregious. It's irresponsible, I think. But it's not as irresponsible as this next part, because I do think I err on the side that people of different backgrounds should be able to play different things. I don't believe that only straight people should be able to play straight people, or gay people should be able to play gay people. I don't believe that only Jews should play Jews. But there is such a weird undertone to the fact that we are having that conversations about a lot of different groups of people right now, and different groups seem to have different standards, and who sets those standards and where do they come from? So all of that is one conversation. And then there's the conversation of Jew face, which is a debate that we had last year, that I somebody who I love, who's not a perfect person, Sarah Silverman, who is a huge, huge advocate for the Jewish community, although she has done some things in her past, like many people have, that she is not proud of and has apologized for. I find Sarah Silverman to have her finger on the pulse of the Jewish community so strongly, and I really do have a lot of love and respect for her because of that. And she opened up the debate about Jew face, reopened the debate about Jew face, and what that means is when actors are, or essentially it's not always with actors, but what in this case it means is that Bradley Cooper, in order to play a Jew, has a prosthetic nose to make his nose look better. I'm sorry, to make his nose look bigger, which fits a Jewish stereotype of Jews having a big nose. Now, there's a couple of different things that I feel about this. Number one, he is playing a historical figure in Leonard Bernstein, who is a real person who had a real nose. So it's not the same as if Bradley Cooper was playing a Jewish character that had never existed and had a prosthetic nose because he's a Jew. So that's what Jews look like. So at least we are playing a Jew, a person who did exist. But to me, this is pretty inexcusable, and Bradley Cooper clearly doesn't have his finger on the pulse of the Jewish community if or whoever's decision this was on set. He is the director and the star and a producer, so it is partially him, but it's also the rest of the team. You don't have your finger on the pulse of the community if you think that this is something that the community is okay with, because I cannot speak for all Jews, but I can speak for myself as a Jew and say that this isn't cool. It's not cool if you are playing somebody who looks different than you, is of a different ethnicity than you, who is of a different background than you, who is of a different culture than you, then you should know enough about the community to know how they would feel about a certain thing. And in the same way that if you do certain things to look different, to match uh, a member of a different community, that's unacceptable by a lot of communities. For example, we decided as a society we're not down with why do I always forget her name? What the fuck's her name playing? She was a white girl always playing all these Asian roles, and it was like, what the actual fuck is going on here? You guys know who I'm talking about. We're not down with that. We're certainly not down with blackface. We're not down with a lot of things now. And the Jews and people who support the Jews tend to not be down with people wearing bigger noses to make them look more Jewish. Yes, Scarlett Johansson. Thank you guys. One of the reasons we are not down with this is because this is a stereotype that has been used against us for a very long time, but specifically in the time of the Holocaust. And it is something that has been used in propaganda to treat the Jews as less than or as not human, because a lot of Jewish noses tend to be bigger. Now, I am Jewish on both my mother and my father's side. I am 100% Ashkenazi Jew. I am as Jew as they come. And I have a very little nose. I mean, I don't know about very little, but in general, I've got a small nose. That's not the fucking point, but I am just letting you guys know it's not that all Jews have big noses. Some Jews have big noses, and it is a stereotype that was used, especially in wartime during the Holocaust, to make it seem like not women, like Jews were not. See, my triggers are up, women. To make it seem like Jews were not people, right? They're creatures with big noses. And these big noses are drawn in propaganda drawings to make them look like they are animals or um, monsters as opposed to humans, because dehumanizing the Jews was one of the main ways that Hitler was able to convince people to mass murder 6 million Jews because he convinced people they were not human. So it is a bummer when a goy is cast as a Jew. That's a bummer to me in general that happens more times than not, infinitely more times than not. But then puts a prosthetic on to perpetrate a stereotype that has been used against us. Additionally speaking, like I said, Leonard Bernstein is a real person. So there are prosthetics to match that real person. But I first don't believe that the majority of the population knows what Leonard Bernstein looks like. I think it would be perfectly acceptable to have a slightly different nose than him if you are a goy playing a Jew. And then additionally, I just wanted to show you guys something because everybody who's saying, but Leonard Bernstein has a really big nose. He has a really big nose. I've never thought that about him. And it feels bizarro to me that that's kind of like what people are now focusing on. It just kind of clouds the conversation around this legendary Jewish person. He has why is that what we are so focused on? I'm not saying that he has the tiniest nose on the planet, but do you guys think that one of the defining features of his face, his nose, is so large that if for some reason Bradley Cooper did not wear a prosthetic nose, that we would be like, this is inaccurate? The inaccuracy. If he's going to play a Jew, we got to put him in the nose. It's just a really bizarre argument. So I don't know why they're doing this. And I don't know why they didn't. Maybe they did consult people in the Jewish community and maybe Jews said that was okay. I would be really shocked. I do have one Jewish friend who messaged me saying that they didn't find a problem with it. And that's absolutely their prerogative. If you're a Jew and you're not offended by something, you're allowed to not be offended by something. But the vast majority of my Jewish friends who have been talking to me over the last couple of days have been very upset by this. Now, I don't mean very upset as in compared to what's going on in the globe. A lot of things are happening on the planet that are disgusting and way more disgusting than a prosthetic nose. But it's about what that prosthetic nose means and how stereotypes can come back and really bite a community hard. This is something that this guy Hen Mazig, who I follow, who I think is a really great Jewish advocate. This was posted by JTA News, who said who quoted Hen Mazig, who said, "Don't give non-Jewish actors a fake nose to play Jews. The stereotype leans into Nazi race science on what Jews look like, centuries of hooked nose imagery and propaganda made to dehumanize Jewish people." End quote. And even though actors frequently adopt their bodies while playing historical figures, conversations about how many non-Jews play Jewish characters in Hollywood and on what scale that should be allowed have circulated for years. And then they talked about the Jew face debate that was brought up or brought back into the zeitgeist by Sarah Silverman, who said, right now, representation fucking matters. And that was during her podcast. And I talked about that when that happened at the time. It just doesn't feel like. I also think if you're an actor and you're going to represent a member of a community, and we've decided, say that we have decided as a society, which we haven't decided this, but say we decided that it is okay for straight men to play gay men on camera. Say that was a decision that we felt as a society. It's not okay then for that straight man to not know about the gay community. In the same way that if you're dating somebody of a different community, like if you are white dating somebody who is black, or if you are a Jew who's dating somebody who is Muslim, you need to know enough about that community to understand. And if you are playing a character, you need to know enough about the community for me to feel like you respect us. And for Bradley Cooper to not do seemingly, and I don't mean Bradley Cooper as in specifically him, but whoever was in charge of this decision or the production, for people to not do their research into the community, that to me is like a big sign that you don't understand the community. You don't understand the community that you're attempting to represent and finance from. You're not just attempting to represent this community on screen. You're attempting to make money from this community. and about this community. In order to do that, you got to get to know us first. You got to understand us. And whoever you asked, if Bradley Cooper had called me, which of course he wouldn't because Bradley Cooper is an A-list celebrity or any producer on the project or whoever, and I'm a nobody, but say somebody had called me and said, "Do you think this is okay?" I would have been like, "The Jewish community will absolutely not be okay with this." And guess what? The Jewish community absolutely has not been okay with this. So it's like, I don't know who they fucking asked that was like, "That's fine." It just doesn't seem right. So, all right, that's a lot of time that I spent talking about that, but it's something that I feel that should be spoken about that people feel very uncomfortable talking about, mostly because there's not that many Jews out there. So we try to keep, our to ourselves and our own community sometimes, but that's not right. So, all right, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what's going on with you guys in here. Starting with the Zen one himself. He says, "Bunnies to Avery Burke and Avery's mom. Rest in peace, Chris Burke. 3 rock stars forever." Congrats to everyone who is fighting. And to Smets. Oh, I love that. He says, "I stand against anti-Semitism, I stand against Islamophobia, I stand against Asian hate. I know that Black Lives Matter." Absolutely all of that. Fake Lloyd in the Streamlabs says, "Hi, Roxy." Hi, Lloyd. Thanks for being here, honey. Appreciate you. Glenn also goes on to say, "Great Thursday. Happy Pride Month." Yes, happy Pride Month, everybody. I did a Pride Month show yesterday for the World Girls, but I did not say anything on this show. So, oh my God, happy Pride Month. So much love to you guys, to all of the she's, the theys, the gays, the LGBTQIA plus umbrella, the entire community. I love you guys. I'm with you guys. And I hope you guys have the best month, but also just great lives. Glenn also says, "Sending well wishes and bunnies, talking about my family." Oh my God, I couldn't locate Grammy today for 5 hours. I was losing my fucking mind, but she's okay. It's a nightmare. If you choose to, breathe in golden sparkles and blow out stress and yucky energy. Be you always and always. Glow in your flow. And everyone who's listening, please say to yourself, "I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm fully unique, I'm good people, I'm worthy, my stories and important deserves to be seen and heard." That makes me a winner and someone worthy of being and having around. That is absolutely true, Glenn. Thank you for saying so. And thank you for those reminders to us all that we so desperately need. I'm going over to refresh on my Callin to give you guys some shout outs to anybody who downloaded the Callin app, Callin, so that you're going to listen to my new show. Shout outs to Christian Hardesty, Lloyd Nance, Austin Kramer, Ash, Al Moses, yes, or Moses. I think you've always told me that I've butchered it, but I've always pronounced it one way. Sounds like fucking me. Anyway, yeah. Interesting question coming from the chat, asking Stabworthy said, "Who would be my pick to play Bernstein?" Jake Gyllenhaal, I read, was gonna play him, and he's a Jew, and I think he's like one of the best actors of that generation. So I think he would have been great. And I think Bradley Cooper is really talented, really talented. And I still, like I said to you guys, I don't know that I don't think that any non-Jews should be able to play Jews. It's not like I'm out here saying that, because I would rather Jewish stories be told than not told at all. It's just weird when it's just over and over again. So anyway, yes. All right. So thank you to everybody who downloaded the app, Callin, Callin, and went to go follow me. I will be starting the show there either this week or next week. So yes, you guys are fucking great. Thanks for being here. Let's talk about what happens now that the decision has been made about Amber and Johnny. It is really weird that the internet has deemed this Johnny Depp won, Amber Heard lost. There was a lot of articles that verbalized it that way, which is kind of strange. They both were proven liable for defamation. When Johnny sued her, Amber countersued. And while every count that Johnny was suing Amber on, all of the sentences, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, all were deemed defamation, and only some of the ones that she was countersuing him for were deemed defamation. They still were both convicted, if that's the right word, of defamation. So, she still won $2 million. Johnny Depp won $15 million, which he'll only get paid out a little over $10 million of that because of the cap in the state. But it's a that's what happened, and the internet was, like, so stoked about it, which was just felt gross in general, but I I don't even really wanna talk about the actual trial that much more, because even though I watched it all, it just made me feel so fucking disgusting. Uh, it just feels so, like, "Ugh," but I am curious what you guys think is gonna happen now. So, Johnny Depp is still on doing some tour with Beck and playing guitar, and he's doing stuff around England, I think is his plan. Amber Heard, I heard maybe a possible movie on the horizon. We know that she's gonna be in, I think it's 10 minutes of Aquaman 2. What do you guys think is the plan here now? Do you think that Johnny Depp is going to somehow have a career resurgence? And but there's one part of this is what he thinks going to happen, and the second part of this is what are you hoping is going to happen? Do you think that Johnny Depp is going to have a career resurgence? Do you think he should have a career resurgence? Do you think that it's possible that Pirates of the Caribbean asks him back for another movie? Do you think that he's going to just start booking other things or focus on music? I feel like the this was the absolute best case scenario for Johnny Depp. Not only does the $10 million not, I mean, I apparently he's bankrupt, but that's the least important part of the whole thing. It's his public reputation that seems to be really doing flourishing right now. You know, the way there's the court and then there's the court of public opinion. And in the court of public opinion, it seems like Johnny Depp is fucking soaring right now. So is that enough for Hollywood to welcome him back in? Or is the fact that he's talked about his abuse of drugs and alcohol and um, potential anger issues or any of those things enough for people to not want to see him, even though they still wanted him to win the case? What do you think is going to be offered to him, and what do you think he'll accept? There was conversations before where Johnny Depp said that he had no interest in coming back to a Disney production. Would his mind possibly change in the future, or what are you guys thinking? And then on the other side of this, what do you think about Amber Heard? Do you think that because a lot of people think that her lawyers were the biggest problem for her team, do you think that she is going to be able to appeal? And what could that possibly look like? Do you think that she is, after Aquaman 2, going to ever be in the DCEU anymore? Do you think that she's going to do indie projects and be welcomed by a different kind of community? What are you guys hoping, and what do you think is going to happen? Send in streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chats. I would love to know what's going on for you. I love this joke from Ash. Ash in the Streamlabs just says, "So I was thinking," and then stops. I think maybe this isn't what it was 100% about, but it is a very challenging conversation to talk about because no matter what you say, say that you come on here and say that you love either Johnny or Amber, there's going to be a backlash either way. Bigger backlash for one than the other, but still backlash. And say you hate one of them, there's going to be huge backlash. So the closing arguments were like watching them. I was just like, oh my God, this is it. It felt like watching entertainment. And that's like, it felt like I was watching like a court trial in uh, private practice. I don't know, some TV show I watch. It didn't feel like real life. It felt like fucking fake life. And I was like, I cannot believe that this is I cannot believe that this is happening, that we're 6 weeks deep into this, that this is happening. This is just listening to everything, I was like, "Oh my God." And it's not done. There's gonna be more articles that come out, and there's gonna be the first time either of them are cast in something, Kevin Spacey's in a movie. So, like, nobody's really ever gone. If they wanna work, they can figure it out. There's always gonna be people to back different people. Um, there's a lot of people who are talking about this case regardless, like leaving out the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard part, just about the fact that, what this means for domestic for DV people and what this means for the Me Too movement. And there was a lot in the closing arguments, comments about the Me Too movement and what qualifies as Me Too. If when somebody comes out, nobody else says Me Too, does it qualify as Me Too? Or is that something different, you know? So interested to hear what you guys have to say. There's a lot of different directions that Hollywood could take with this. And I think that what's another fascinating part about this is that they're probably going to take their cues from us. And by us, I mean me, you, anybody in this chat, whoever the audience is. At the end of the day, Hollywood doesn't have a moral compass. And what they want to do is make money. And the reason that people are fired or hired is because they believe that that person is or is not able to make them money. And so, with all of the outpouring of love on social media for Johnny Depp, I am assuming that Hollywood is seeing big paychecks around his face. So, what we say during this time matters, and what we do with our buck matters. And if they do decide, Hollywood decides, and I know I'm talking about Hollywood like it's a person, and it's not, it's a bajillion people, bajillion. It's thousands of people making these decisions. But if Hollywood decides that they're going to put Johnny in a movie, and then that movie performs extremely well, guess what? They're going to continue doing that. If they put Johnny in a movie and we don't go to see it and it doesn't do well, they're going to hear that just as loudly. Same thing with Amber. It's the exact same thing on the other side. If they put Amber in something and it performs, they'll keep doing that. And if not, then they won't. So, yeah, I think that we have a lot of power during this. Not we as individuals, but we as a collective. Speaking as we as individuals versus we as a collective, I have to drop off my ballot. Just thinking about if you're in California, we got to vote by Tuesday. Oh boy, unrelated to this. What are you guys thinking? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider super chat in. I would love to hear from you what happens now with Johnny and Amber. In the meantime, I also want to talk about Harvey Weinstein, who this, as I called it at the top of the show, I believe this to be positive news. Harvey Weinstein's 23-year prison sentence was upheld on the appeal. A lot of times, like there will be these appeals that are a little quieter and things are not upheld, and then society never even really hears about it. So this is interesting to me and good news. New York Appeals Court on Thursday, which is today, affirmed the conviction of Harvey Weinstein for rape and sexual assault, turning down his bid to overturn the decision based on arguments that the trial was stacked against him. In a unanimous decision, a 5-justice panel, I don't know that, appellate panel of the New York Supreme Court backed the trial judge's rulings that Weinstein claimed were procedurally improper and unfair. Quote, "We reject defendant's arguments and affirm the conviction in all respects," end quote, reads the 45-page order. Weinstein was convicted on February 2020 on 2 of 5 charges of committing a criminal sexual act in the first degree and third degree rape. He was sentenced to 23 years prison in New York at a state prison. On the appeal, Weinstein's attorney argued that Supreme Court Justice James Burke, who oversaw the trial, committed several procedural missteps and issued other rulings and unfairly favored the prosecution. They pointed to Burke refusing to excuse an allegedly biased juror and allowing evidence of uncharged crimes. You guys remember this was not very similar, but remember what happened with Bill Cosby and his eventual appeal that was able to get him out of prison because of some slip ups that were made. Not because nobody's saying that Cosby didn't do it. They're saying there was complications behind the scenes on what was promised to him based on if he says that he had done what he was being accused of doing, that he would get a pardon. So it is very hard to hear that as a country in the United States, justice is not always served. And we know that justice is, I would honestly say, often not served. But I'm glad to hear that the 23-year prison sentence is upheld because this is a man who ruins so many people's lives and he deserves to go to prison for a very fucking long time. A very long time. Let's go back into the Streamlabs, see what it is you guys are talking about. A lot of court cases today. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy, we have one of the special rock stars in the live chat. Avery Burke is here. Hi, Avery. It's summer vacation, I think, for her. So hopefully she has a fantastic summer break. And it's early, but good luck to Avery next year. Hopefully Avery will kick ass. I love that. Yes. It's June 2nd. Is that summer vacation? My summer vacation didn't start until late June. I think part of the reason though summer vacation didn't start until late June is because I'm from Boston, and being from Boston, we would have all these snow days that would stack on to the end of the year. So school's supposed to go out early June, but then sometimes the snow days would push it like 10 days or something. It was fucking crazy. So that could be why. Yeah. All right, guys. I am going to get out of here relatively soon because I'm grateful to have you guys in here. Some old faces, some new faces, some familiar faces, but those Streamlabs ain't rolling through today. And I have places to go, people to see, Celtics to watch, yo. So I appreciate you guys being here. I would love to know in the comments, what do you guys think? What should happen next with Johnny and Amber? What do you guys think about the Harvey Weinstein ruling? I'm assuming you're as happy as I am about it. What do you guys think about the conversation with Jewface and Bradley Cooper and his nose, and Jews playing non-Jews playing Jews, and whether prosthetics are appropriate in this situation? Would love to get some of your thoughts. So get those in. You can send them in the Streamlabs. I'll read them tomorrow's show, or you can put them in the chat. I always look there as well, or in the comments afterwards. Thank you for being here, my friends. Big shout out to Avery, and thank you, Glenn, for making sure I knew. Don't forget to download the Call-In app, which some of you guys have done. Let me give a couple more shout outs here and let you know who else has gone to Call-In on the app and followed me. Let's see. We got Steve Cauldron, Mark Jason Ali, Aaron and I think I gave Al, Ash, Austin, Lloyd, Christian, Mike, Charlie, and Glenn shout outs already, but thank you for being here, doing that. Appreciate you guys a lot. You guys are great. Can't wait to start that show over there. All right, friends, for the rest of the week, just so you guys know, tomorrow I'll be live for Only Stupid Answers in the morning. Then I won't be here because I need to go and shoot for Schmodown. Then Saturday, I am not usually here. Sunday, we will be live for the World Girl Sunday night. And Monday, I'll be back here live with you guys. Plus, on Monday, I'm going to be doing a podcast for Bitch Out of Water. It's a me-centered one, so make sure you tune in. We'll probably announce what it is on Sunday, although I already know and I'm excited for it. Also, Monday morning, I do the Carney Show with Julie Buck. It's a St. Louis radio station that I call in for. If you guys are there, check it out. And on Tuesday, well, I'll be doing SEN Live again, and then I'll be live at the Roxy after that. So that's the next few days. Yes. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you, Jimmy Nails, for sticking up for me against some really not nice things. Chris Braxton being an actual bully again. It's fucking insane. I like Chris Braxton. I don't know whether it's I don't have curly hair, so I can't show my curls naturally, because then I would have to, and I dye my hair blonde because I like it, and it's my prerogative as a person to wear my hair whatever color I want. But certainly not your prerogative is to tell me how to wear my hair. It's crazy. It's fucking nuts, man. I really, really think, Chris Braxton, because you say you love me, and I think you think that. I really think you think that. I really, really think it would be very helpful for you to talk to somebody about the way that you love. So that would be nice. I think that would be great. So Chris Braxton, I showered, and this is my hair. This is the consistency of my hair, and I'm allowed to wear it how I want. So it's just like, what the fuck? A lot of you guys being mad needy today. It's just like, what's happening? What is happening? Mohammed Belzine says, you forgot my shout out, Roxy. I didn't forget anybody's shout out. Here's how you guys get shout outs. If you send in Streamlabs or Super Chats, you get a shout out. I told everybody that anybody who goes on Call-In would get one and follows me. I'm looking at every single person on there. You're not following me on there, or at least it hasn't come through yet. That's who we're getting shout outs today. What is wrong with you guys today? What's up with you guys? Like, we can't be those people who think that we are entitled to shit like this. It's wild. You're entitled to tell me what my hair should look like. The fuck? All right, since we're losing it, let me go back into so, this is her natural hair. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't straighten this. I didn't even put a brush through it today. Just really, anyway, going to, not that I should have to say that, because if I did, then I did. I'm going back into the streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what's going on here. Mark Jason Ollie with that big support, just getting it under wire. Thank gosh for you, because I'm starting to lose hope in humanity on this one. Mark, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Glenn Caesar, who says, shout out to all the rock stars and members of the LGBTQIA plus community, which makes you #family. All the other people helping others, and all the people asking for help. I love you and thank you. Stay dope as fuck, because that is what you are. I'm more than glad to know you and you are around, and that you are around. I hope you all live in serenity and truly get to see and feel and perceive the sparkles of happiness, green sparkles, and joy, healing, manifesting your day-to-day life today, tomorrow, and beyond. Thank you, Glenn. You are a doll. Appreciate you. Ash in Streamlab says, Roxy, you didn't wash my car and mail me a $10,000 check. Ash, you're amazing. You're fucking funny. I adore you. Oh my God. Guys, Chris, I can't even help it. Oh my God, guys, Chris Braxton. You don't have to be a blonde to be attractive. Chris, did I ever say I did? Did I ever say I did? I like it like this, so this is how I wear it. Men who think they should be able to tell women how to wear their hair are the worst. It's fucking nuts. It's nuts, babe. I'm not fucking with you. I really mean this. I hope that you listen to this seriously, because I want everybody in here to be the best them that they can be. You got to get some help, my friend. You got to. And I think that a lot of people need help, me, myself included, but you really it would work wonders, I think, to talk to a person, because I'm guessing you don't have sisters or women that you're really close to who feel like they can talk to you about these things. You got to talk to somebody, babe. If you want to be the best you that you can be, you got to talk to somebody about the way that you vocalize yourself in the world. I think it would be immensely helpful for you. Immensely helpful. I'm really hoping. Jamal, what is happening? It's a great question. I'm going to get out of here because I'm with you. Chris Braxton, I am not roasting you. I'm literally reading what you're writing. And if you think that's a roast, then I think you need to look at what you're writing. I'm reading what you're writing, responding to it. It's not like I ever come on here when you're not writing and I'm like, you know who I want to talk about today? Chris Braxton. I think that you have the potential to be great. Like everybody has the potential to be great. And I think that anybody who finds themselves here on the Rock Stars does want to be the best version of themselves. I think they do. And I think you do. And I certainly want to be the best version of myself. But I really, really, I really hope that in that journey, you learn how to appropriately speak to somebody in a way that's not really condescending and mean. And I'm sure that I need to work on a lot of things too. Not I'm sure, I know that. I know I need to work on things. But I'm just pointing out to you, based on what you write, things that I hope that you work on. That was my little free therapy session for you. I don't think you liked it, but I am honestly trying to help. Jimmy Nail says, I will always have your 6 rocks. Oh, adore you, Jimmy. Thanks for that. I hope you're doing okay, Jimmy, after the news you gave us yesterday. Thinking about you. Thinking about you. It's fucking tough out there right now. It's really tough. All right, my friends. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And appreciate you guys being here. And anybody who wants to grow and talk about entertainment stuff and news and things going on in the world. Oh, Jimmy says I'm surviving, my friends. Oof. Isn't that sometimes got to be good enough? All right. All right. That's it for now. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those paflooms. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice. And I feel like if everything that I believed in, I said at the end of the show, it would be like an additional hour, several hours long, but especially for Pride Month, just a lot of love to my LGBTQIA plus community members. Love is love, that's for sure. And anybody who doesn't think that, mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh, I see. Joseph says just followed you on Colin. Let me look. One more. Let's see. Yeah, Jake Yacovetta, Steve Cauldron, and Joe Ashley under the wire getting those follows in. You guys fucking rock. Thank you. I can't wait to start that show there. Thanks for making me look good, y'all. All right. Much love, friends. Stay safe, stay sane. Later.